Welcome back to 843 TV. We are highlighting the wonderful Beaufort County Council now with Alice Howard, and you're the chairperson. We talked about that in your role earlier. And affordable housing is a huge topic. Yes. We touched on that. Another one is green space.
Yes, green space is a program that has been paid for with a 1-cent sales tax, and we have to have willing landowners in either Beaufort or Jasper County that might want to put their land under easement so it will never be developed, or have it bought so that it will be passive parks or remain undeveloped. The predecessor to that was the Rural and Critical Lands Program, which was in Beaufort County, and it is winding down. But we are trying to get matching dollars for every dollar. The committee says 4 to 1 is what they like to get. So if the county puts $1 in, we'd like to get $4 of grants from like the state or federal government to help preserve property. The neat thing about it is we can use this money in Jasper County too, and they passed their own program in the last sales tax referendum, so we can hopefully partner to preserve some of our lands that we want to preserve in both counties.
And this is really important because the most important thing in our county is the beautiful Lowcountry landscape and the natural resources, and the tendency to overdevelop that in such an area that everybody wants to come. So it's a tough thing. So this is very important.
It's very important and it was important to the voters too. When
sure,
they
of
passed
course.
it.
For those folks who've lived here a long time, you don't want to see too much. You want the development, but not too much. That's a good way to keep that balance. So this is very important.
Could be a small parcel of land, or it could be 500 acres of land. But it has to be a willing landowner. We're not condemning land or doing anything like that.
Exactly.
Right.
So we could probably talk about that topic all day, but let's move on to some other things you wanted to share, about.
Well, I'd like to make a pitch for our boards and commissions.
Okay.
A lot of our decisions are based on what those boards and commissions recommend to county council, and staff works with them. We have 28 boards and commissions. They're all volunteers. They range from Keep Beaufort Beautiful to the Stormwater Board, Traffic Commission, just Historic Preservation, Planning Commission, Zoning Board of Appeals. If you're gonna, we have a board that will look at if you think your taxes were too high, your mill on your house. We have a Board of Appeals, Tax Assessment Board. All very important and all volunteers. So I'd like to make a pitch for that.
Sure.
Some of them meet at night, some of them meet during the day. It just depends. But we'd like for people to contact us and go to our website and see if you might be interested in being on a board or commission.
So just look and see what committees and board options there are, and see what maybe speaks to your heart, what's important to you, and so forth. You mentioned preservation of history. Another important thing in this area, with all the history that there is, you kind of tend to forget about that, and that's such an important thing too.
It is, and we've preserved, along with the municipalities, some areas like Fort Fremont out on St. Helena, and some other places through the Rural and Critical Lands Program, and we could do the same with the Green Space Program if there's a historic area that needs to be preserved.
So in order to get involved, you mentioned go to the website. Are there any qualifications for these folks? Or
it depends on the board and commission. Some of them require a certain background, but the main requirement for all of them is that you be a registered voter in Beaufort County.
Right, of course. Pretty simple, right?
Pretty simple.
And as we wrap up, about a minute to go, what are the other things you want to get out to the community to share and for them to know?
Well, we want to continue to work with the other municipalities and meet with them. We've met with Hilton Head. We have Bluffton on our list, and we've met with both the town of Port Royal and the city of Beaufort. They have a quarterly meeting, and a lot of our council members are going to those meetings when they meet, just to cross communication, so we all know what's going on. And I think the other thing is to keep working on the way our county and Jasper County, we all impact each other, cross communication there too.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason that everyone wants to come and live in Beaufort County, besides the natural beauty and the resources. Very involved county council and people like you who really work hard to ensure the best for the rest of us that live here. So thanks for all you do, Alice, and thanks for sharing, and thank you all for watching this episode of 843 TV, where communities come to speak.